Friends, hello. We're live. My mother is here for some reason. Why are you here?
I don't know. You asked me to be a special guest.
You're a big star, Mom. You're a big star. You got a lot of love on Twitter.
I know. I see that.
Yeah. You're gonna review people from the Distraction universe. Are you ready?
Yeah, but I have to tell you, I'm nervous.
Okay. Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I'm nervous. My hands are sweaty, but I took my drugs. I took my medication prescribed to me.
Please don't say you're doing drugs on our show.
No, I just said they're prescriptions.
Okay, prescription drugs. Very good.
So if I start slowing down, you'll know why. Anyway.
Okay. What do you think of Joseph, Mother?
Oh, Joseph. He's a sweetheart. I love his accent. He always says nice things about me. He's probably that brother we locked in the closet or something. I don't know.
Yes,
but he's a sweetheart.
You did lock a brother of mine in the closet. I've never met him.
If it was anybody, I would pick Joe.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
What do you think of Sean Ross Sapp?
That's your boss, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like him too. He gave you an opportunity and he pays you money, so that's good. You're not living off mom and dad, so hopefully that'll continue. But yeah, he's a good guy. Okay. I don't know him personally, but
he's very tall.
I see things. Yeah, I've seen that he's very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Jack Crosby, Mom?
Oh, hold on a second.
What?
Hold on.
What are you doing? My mom has just derailed the show and just... Folks, what... Apparently I run this show and I have no idea what's going on with this show. My mom just has left. I should probably start this show, but I don't want to cut off my mom.
Okay.
Mom, did you just do like a wardrobe change in the middle of our show?
See my shirt? See? I'm a special guest, so don't I get a wardrobe change?
Sure. You got it. Like you've got it.
I know.
You did.
I shouldn't have to ask. I'm the special guest. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you think of Jack Crosby?
Jack, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
What about Denise Salcedo?
Oh, Denise. She was the one that sang with you at karaoke, right?
True, yeah.
Yeah, she carried you.
That's not very nice, but I guess.
Well, it's nice for her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
What about Hannah?
Hannah, she's a sweet girl. I see her things on your Twitter, and she gets you tickets for the shows and stuff like that. So she seems like a really nice girl.
She's okay. She's actually very mean, but that's all right.
Is she?
Yeah. Just
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
What about the EP, Mom?
Oh, you gotta love her. She keeps you happy, and I don't have to worry about you so much.
Fair.
Yeah.
You don't bug
me as much.
Yeah, true. What about Robert O'Neill, Mom?
Robert O'Neill.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck Robert O'Neill.
And I said, psychosis.
This one's for all pals and O'Neill. Such a feed from the jaws of victory with the point guard and the chubby cheese. Distraction. Hey, podcast. Pure filth. Wins and losses don't mean shit. So what's Joseph Grinch as I do his bit? Distraction. Hey, roll up. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, welcome everyone to the Distraction. Joseph, what are we doing?
The whole was the whole time was just waiting for Bob. They knew exactly what was coming. I'm telling you, if you scroll back up, everyone's got it in the chat. It was tremendous. They loved that. That was great stuff.
Did I do good? Huh?
Yes.
One of the best segments we've done. Definitely, I loved it.
You did. You love me, don't you? I know you do.
It's good to have a real star on the show for once,
I know y'all got a show to do, so I just want to thank everybody for having me on the show and supporting Fightful.com and supporting the Distraction Patreon. And y'all need to sign up and give them more money so I don't have to bring Jeremy home anytime soon to live with us.
Yeah.
So y'all
Listen,
have a great
listen to my
afternoon, and I'm out.
Wow. How great! How graceful is that? Like just this really, just swift promotion, put everyone over on the way out. That's the way you do business, Jeremy. We could learn a lot from that. It was good stuff.
We could.
Wow, that was incredible. God bless, man. We're gonna talk about wrestling, or we could just keep doing that stuff if you want. You got anyone else to come on and say fuck Robert O'Neill? I didn't realize she was going to give the bird too, right?
I didn't know either. She's on a bunch of drugs, Joseph. What can you do?
Apparently so, yeah.
I did on the pre-show behind the scenes scoops here when I talked to her earlier today, and we ran through things of what was going to happen. She kept mentioning like, I'm gonna be on I'm on my drugs. I'm on my medication. She mentioned this like 3 times. And I was with the EP, and she's like, she really wants to get that drug line in there, doesn't she? And I was like, yeah, she's got to get her shit in, Joseph.
I respect it, man. You got to have your spots you run, right? Bob does it, right? Who said fuck Robert O'Neill, but he's the best at that. He's been living off of free bits for the last year, so I'm all for it. In fact, I think that Mrs. Lambert should take Bob's place in the official draft that's coming up soon. I think that would be the play, if we're being honest. We'll see. I don't know.
That's very fair. All right, guys, we're going to talk about wrestling. Apparently, there's a video from me that you have sent me, Joseph, that I have not seen. I've got to watch this video. I have a gift to open from my mom as well. That's going to all be later on the show. O'Neill is going to be here for the corner 3 at 4:00.
Sorry to hear that.
Like that. Anything else, Joseph?
Well, in terms of like bits that aren't involving wrestling conversation, I think 4 is actually all we're going to have today.
Okay.
It'll be something, folks. But yeah, we've got some time to kill here, so maybe we should do some wrestling.
AEW last night, Joseph.
Yep.
You were a 7 out of 10 going into it. Is that correct? You and Shoot
Yes.
were both at a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then by the end of it, you did a 2.5-hour podcast on our Patreon because it seems like you were very fired up afterwards.
Listen, man, this is where, and I'm all for nuance and detail and analysis and all that great stuff, but this is where wrestling fascinates me. I don't think last night's show had a great match on it. It didn't even have an individual segment I'm going to rewatch 1,000,001 times. I just love that show. The energy was right to me last night, man. I said to you that since Rampage has come in, I've enjoyed AEW Dynamite a touch less. I said it's gone to a 7 out of 10 every week rather than a 9. Bro, I thought last night was one of the best shows they've done in months, genuinely Dynamite-wise. I thought it was just electric. Even when stuff was messy, it was in a good way. It felt right. Everything was connecting with the people. It was all over the place in a kind of charming way, which is what Dynamite is at its best, right? It's like, now we throw it to Billy Gunn. It's all over the place. The crowd is a big part of that. It felt big time.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, and the great confirmed Shoot said this to me, we said we were a 7 out of 10 in terms of excitement. And then, brother, then Punk comes out and then Adam Cole gets an even bigger reaction. And it's like, it felt like the hottest wrestling show in the world by a quantum leap. It was just red hot. And, I don't think it was any individual segment or match. I just loved the show. I thought everything clicked. And then the big thing, this is why we did a podcast after, which we can get into obviously in more detail. Brother, what they set up for next week that's historic. We need to obviously get into that. But as far as Dynamite, I absolutely loved it. What about you?
I thought it was a very good show. I was like you, I wasn't super hot going into it. There wasn't a big match. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this one. I was looking forward to the Danielson Omega segment because it's Danielson and Omega, right? But I was looking forward to that. No match that I was like, yes, can't wait to see this one. But by the end of it, I do think the crowd played a big part of it. John Alba, who has nothing better to do than watch our show. Said,
I'm sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that.
Says legitimately that was the hottest arena crowd I've ever been for pro wrestling. Is at the Prudential Center, one of their bigger venues that they've run, because usually they run kind of like college basketball arenas and stuff. This was another NHL arena that they ran. So it was a big venue. Crowd was hot for it all night. I'm pretty sure it was sold out as well. And they were into everything. Dude, I know you're an Adam Cole hater, but that pop he got, man, that was a huge pop.
My most recent criticism of Adam Cole was I don't think he should be above Kenny Omega on the roster, and now I'm still being framed. I thought he was great last night. I think he's been great since he got it. Listen, some of my favorite wrestlers have struggled to find their footing in AEW. It took them a while. I love Miro now. I think he struggled a little bit. Andrade, we think we're getting on there. FTR, I think, had a little transition period. Adam Cole may have the smoothest transition in the history of the promotion. How like at home does Adam Cole feel in this place? And we obviously get why, the elite. We understand. But like, he just feels natural. And the big thing is, and I don't even mean this as slight as NXT, which we're going to talk about later, but NXT at its best was a really good professional wrestling show. It was never a show that toured the country every week and had red hot. It's a new setting for Adam Cole. That's kind of crazy because he's a very big star, it feels like. But like, this is his first, kind of go at touring television and for a national promotion. Thus far, he couldn't feel more suited to it. He's been great. And by the way, shout out to Kazarian's, like, what a good pro that guy is, right? Just a tremendous pro wrestler. But yeah, I have nothing negative about Adam Cole other than I don't think he's better than Kenny Omega, which I thought was fair.
Hot take, Joseph. I think that's why people were worried about Cole, is like, all right, he did it at the NXT arena and they ran like takeover events and stuff, or in decent sized arenas and stuff. But I mean, for the past year and a half, they've been in front of nobody or 100 fans. You didn't know how he was going to kind of feel. But to your credit, you said this when he was in NXT, he had a presence on that show that felt like it dwarfed a lot of people on that show. Like, he felt like a big star in that arena. Right. I didn't think there was any concern of him that like not translating in AEW. I don't know if people thought it was going to translate this much, but I certainly was never worried about Adam Cole being in a big arena and still feeling like a star.
I mean, this is the big thing with pro wrestling is, if you look at his scouting report, I think he's a good pro wrestler. His matches are consistently very good. They're not always my style, but they get the crowd going. He's a very good promo. He's physically not the most striking guy, but he's fine. I think in everything he's a 7-8, and that's good. But when you see him in action, he gets over. That's the art of pro wrestling. It's absolute core. We can go through every up and down and every detail and every nuance. But at the end of the day, do you connect with the people? Adam Cole has connected wherever he's gone. He's worked on top. Japan was a little bit of a challenge for his skill set, but that's whatever. He's one of those guys. He's going to go out there because it's confidence, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He's just got a conviction. He believes everything he's saying. He's great as that kind of natural antagonist. Arrogance is all over him, right? He's great. And obviously the funny part about it is, anyone that's watched any of his stuff like out of the ring, he seems like the most charming, lovely guy ever. That's the beauty of it. That's how it should be. Like, I never ever had, and you can actually, all jokes aside, this. I'm not a big Adam Cole fan. I never for a second thought he would be bad in AEW. I knew he would be great. I don't really particularly care. Like, he's tremendous, and he's another one that he fits their fan base perfectly. I mean, it's nice for me because as someone that's not a big Adam Cole fan, I also get Bryan Danielson and CM Punk, so I can spread my enjoyment. It's just great stuff.
Do you want to talk about them hot shot guys? By the way, I know there were some super chats. I know there were some super chats earlier in the show that our chat is like lively, and that's very scary. And maybe we need Luis to do super chats for him. I know JJ had one, and somebody else had one that was popping for my mother. If you guys want to post those again, I'll put them on air. And I apologize. For.
I've got them here, Jeremy.
Okay. All right.
JJ said, "Welcome, Mama Lambert," which is fair. He claims that her son rules, as do I. Both things very debatable. But he thanks for the hard work, JJ. We appreciate that. Ricardo El Idolo, one of my favorite names by far. I'd preferred it when I had the distraction there, but you know what you're going to do. He says, "Mama Lambert, your son friggin' rules." I like the way that he PG'd the language up there. Frank says, "My fiance asked me every night this past week, is wrestling on tonight, the AEW one? She's a part of the fleet now, boys. All hell." Look at that.
Thanks,
Look at that,
guys.
brother. There you
Appreciate
go.
the super chats. Get your super chats in, question, comment, statement read on the air. And if I don't click them on the screen, then Joseph fortunately has them for me. All right. They're hot shotting Danielson and Omega non-title match. People are very upset at this take that I had, Joseph. Read the bio, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think they were going to do it. I think we all kind of thought they were leaning towards the 8-man for Arthur Ashe. And then once it was story time with Adam Cole, baby. You like that bit, by the way, Joseph, where he grabs the mic?
Love it,
like,
yeah.
Who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby?
It's definitely my favorite thing on the show every week. I like it.
They set up the 6-man for Rampage. It's like, oh, man, they're going to do Danielson and Omega one-on-one on Dynamite. And that's what they're doing. It's a non-title match. It's going to be a great match. Like, I think we all know it's going to be a great match. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, firstly, before we even get into that, I think it is worth. I know you was having fun with the hot shot deal, but it's worth just saying this much, right? This is why you pay for the roster they're paying for. Okay, like Kenny Omega has the following programs on the table. He's going to work Hangman at some point. We know that's coming. CM Punk, which is obviously a mega program. Potentially, the certain former Ring of Honor champion that may be coming in soon, early next year, which will be one that they want to do with Omega, right? So you have all of these programs. He's going to work Adam Cole. Like, they're going to do all this stuff. When you have an all-star roster, you take advantage of it because you can actually not burn, because it will make you want to watch a sequel for the belt. But, like, you can basically burn a dream match because you have more dream matches ahead.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, Punk and Kenny is one that they're probably going to give the big build to at some point next year and do it on pay-per-view. But, like, this is a moment in time that you can capitalize, you know? And does any character fit this more than Brian of just, I want to just see if I can beat you. I want to prove I'm better than you. I don't even think... The thing with the hotshot stuff is, like, a lot of it's built in people just losing their minds over the Goldberg-Hogan deal, like, as though that actually changed WCW's trajectory at all and wasn't just, like, one thing that happened across this story. Brother, wrestling's changed. Like, when they did that, they was running 12 pay-per-views a year. AEW runs 4. If you really think doing this match on TV is going to hurt their buy rate for Full Gear, you are, like, out of your mind. Like, there's so many options. And I think, to get you to your question, I'm sorry, Jeremy, to get to your question, I think the finish is Adam Cole, bye-bye, coming in, costing Brian the match, and then they pivot to the pay-per-view program of Adam Cole and Brian. And then Hangman, I think, will swoop back into it. Can he? Now, they could, alternatively, do a draw and set up a title rematch for Full Gear. Brian and Kenny, I wouldn't complain with that. Or they could just have Brian beat him. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a level of professional wrestling, and I said this before anyone gets mad at me. I said the exact same thing for Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. I said the same deal. There's a level to this thing where, like, the result is just depends on what your direction is after. You know, it's Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson, brother. You know, I'm not sweating. Like, I'm not going to be. If Bryan pins him, I'm not going to be like, that's it, Kenny's dead. Like, this is basically an exhibition. It is giving the people of New York and the people at home the dream match right out of the gate, and then Bryan can then just get to doing what he wants to do, which is frankly just wrestle every dude on the roster that interests him. It's great. It's perfect for the moment. They got momentum, man. You run with it.
It's not hot-shotting, everybody. Obviously, I'm having fun with that on Twitter and just gaining followers so I can link them to our show and they can watch our show. There's levels to this, everyone. I'm looking forward to it. It's Bryan Danielson. It's Kenny Omega. You're right that so a couple things to touch on. I'm fine with them doing this on free TV because they only do have 4 pay-per-views a year. Yeah. Like, you could easily build this to November. That's fine, but like, they have a lot of momentum right now. This is a big show, and that we've seen many times. They treat a lot of these Dynamite specials. They did the title change on Dynamite when Omega beat Moxley. They did that on Dynamite. They treat these Dynamite specials as big shows, and Arthur Ashe is their biggest show. It's literally in front of their biggest audience ever. They're going to try to pop a number. And to your point about the business changing, TV ratings, like, they mattered back when WCW did that stuff. Like, it feels like they matter even more now because, like, all the money is in TV deals. Yeah. Like, the money ain't really in pay-per-view anymore.
Sorry, okay, but just to add this, like, and I don't want to go off on this, but it's worth saying, like, people just don't get any of that Goldberg-Hogan thing. Like, that promotion was such a mess that their pay-per-view buyers got credited to other parts of the company anyway. Like, it was a mess, you know? Like, yeah. Bischoff was trying to pop the execs that turned up and sat in front row. Like, that's been a documentary thing that everyone's lost their money about. They could have made money off it on pay-per-view, certainly, but, like, that was the least of WCW's worries when it all came to a head. You know what I mean? But continue. I'm sorry, Joe.
They do the match now. I think they're doing it now because it is the exhibition. And here's where I think they're going with this. I think Omega's winning clean. I understand your point of Cole coming in, maybe doing a distraction, costing him somehow. And I'm fine with that. Adam Cole, baby. Completely fine with that if they're going to do Cole and Danielson at the next pay-per-view, which would be a great match. They typically don't like to do that kind of stuff. We've seen it before. I mean, when Omega won the title, they did kind of a screwy finish on that. But I think Omega's winning clean to give him sort of that extra boost of credibility. Not that he needs it, but he took the loss to Christian on television, and then he beat Christian at the pay-per-view. There was some shenanigans and stuff there. I think they have him beat Danielson clean, and then Hangman comes out of the end, and then you pivot back to the Hangman Omega story, because I think that's still where they're going. I'm a little concerned if Danielson wins, then you pretty much have to do that rematch. Right. And if you do that, where does Hangman fit in there? Like, can you continue to prolong the Hangman stuff? Because I don't know if you can, because right now, because he's been off television, and it's not through any fault of his own, but because he's been off television, because they've added Punk, because they've added Danielson, because they've added Cole, he feels like a big afterthought right now. And that's not good considering he was the hottest thing in the company 2 months ago.
I think the alternative that we all forget, and I don't love this, but I think it's possible, is that Hangman earns his shot via the tournament that he made the final of last year. Remember at Full Gear last year, they had the tournament final, him and Kenny?
Yeah.
So you could have a deal where like you really get his momentum going again via the tournament. He wins the tournament that he fell at the last hurdle of. The last thing standing in front of his Omega. You do a TV special in December. Like, I think, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sweating the Hangman stuff. I think it's fine. I mean, they know that they need to finish that story. If they don't, it's a conversation worth having, definitely. I'm very open-minded when it comes to Bryan Danielson versus anyone. Him and Omega is like, it's insane, dude. This match is just happening. And it's so, I don't want to credit myself or you. Like, we just talk a lot of shit and sometimes we're right. But I think both of us had a pretty good read on the idea that Bryan just wants, like, let's just do this match, man. Like, yeah. He's not here to do this conventional kind of, like, he wants to have the matches. Let's do it. Let's just see what it looks like. Like, it's a dream match. It's two of the most kind of, and what's interesting is they're actually very different in terms of, like, the audiences that claim one's the best and the other is. Like, I think there's an overlap, but I do think there's a contrast in their styles. But let's be honest, they're two of the most critically acclaimed wrestlers they're two of the most critically acclaimed wrestlers. Like, so, and I think we're probably both Bryan guys, but we both appreciate Omega. And there's another side that will say Omega's match catalog blows them away. And it's like, it's really nerdy to say this, but let's be real, it's seeing those two dudes in the ring together in front of a stadium. Like, it's a statement. If ever there was a time to do a match like that, it's now, because again, as I said earlier, I don't want to repeat myself, but look at the roster, brother. Kenny ain't short on big matches. You can do this here. Like you're going to be okay. But to your point, I think there's alternatives for Hangman. I think it'll be okay in the end. I believe.
You can do it, and assuming Danielson doesn't win, because if Danielson wins, you got to run it back fairly quickly, much like you did with the Christian match. If Danielson doesn't win, you can do it now. Let Danielson simmer for a while, let him wrestle everyone he wants to on Dark and at Universal Studios and everything. And then you can come back to this match literally next year at some point, and it'll feel like a fresh match again. Because you can do it on pay. That's the thing about television, is you can leave a little bit on the bone on television. People have mentioned time limit draws. They got 5 matches booked aside from this. We think they're adding the Suzuki, Archer, Moxley, Kingston match, because that's not even official.
I think that's Rampage.
You think so? I wasn't sure, because their social media did announce it for Dynamite, and then they deleted the tweet.
Yeah, it's
and
Rampage.
They never made it official. So I was wondering if it was a timing thing of
Dynamite's done, I think. I think Dynamite, that's the matches you're getting. 5. Okay. So I think Confirmed Shoe said this to me this on the Patreon podcast last night, and I actually agree with it. I think they're going to open with this match. Especially if they're doing a draw. Now, if Hangman's coming up at the end, then they'll do that at the end. That's the thing. But I definitely think they could look at it and just say, let's hit them with that, do whatever the finish we're going to do, and we can close this show with, like, you can easily close it with Britt or Sting. Like, there's no way your TV audience is going to be switching. Like, dude, they're doing Sting and Darby versus FTR. Imagine being that awesome at professional wrestling. Like, come on, guys. So I think there's something to that opening thing. Like, I know this is terrible podcasting, guys, so I do apologize. I'm interested in, like, the different possibilities, but I'm mostly just like, fuck, let me see this match. I'm fired up, man. It's again, I'm not even a big Omega guy, but I will say I'm happy for Kenny in the sense that I think during his title reign, I think he's played second fiddle an awful lot. Like, we talked about how, so he had that great match with the exploding barbed wire deal, and unfortunately the post-match killed it, which was a complete bummer. Double or Nothing, it was like a last-minute orange and pack, and we were kind of like, that's not great. He played second fiddle to the Stadium Stampede, didn't main event. All Out, he basically main evented just because they needed to do the post-match angle. Right? Him and Christian wasn't the biggest match on the show. I'm glad that Arthur Ashe, at least, he's getting the match. I think it's overdue. He's been the champion for 9 months. You know, like, I don't know. I actually think sometimes, Jeremy, they're too patient with this roster. They've got so many great wrestlers. I would let it fly even more than they do. So I'm all for this. I'm all in, Jeremy. All in, all elite, brother.
Vincent Miller says, I do wish there was more black representation in the upper card and main event scene. I know AEW is barely 2 years old and is diverse, but the main event scene seems to be mostly white people. I mean, I agree. That's a very fair complaint.
And the big thing with that is, you know, and I don't want to go ahead of the topics here, but what a big match that is for Hobbs next week. Because, like, let's be honest, when we all love Powerhouse Hobbs, him and Ricky Starks, both in Team Taz, are the guys that you look at and say they could be the world champion, right?
Yeah.
This match for Hobbs, I don't want to oversell it, but it could shape his booking for the next at least a year, 18 months, because this is not going to be a complicated match in terms of formula and structure. He's going to beat Punk up an awful lot. Punk's eventually going to win, okay? His job is to hold a 3-hour deep Arthur Ashe crowd at full attention. Is to be a great heel. Is to be safe but physical and imposing. And is to kill it with Punk in his first television match. And he's been clearly handpicked. We know how highly Punk thinks of Hobbs, and frankly, how highly a lot of people in the industry do. This match, if he hits this out of the park the way I think he can, he may accelerate a lot quicker than we have him penciled in for, you know? But to the point, I think you're absolutely right. I think Starks is someone they need to get going with. I think injuries have been an issue for Ricky.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with him is, I mean, he worked the match in Texas, but he did work the studio, Universal Studios.
He did, but we don't know how short that match was, right? It could have
probably not that long. He hasn't really worked much outside of that. And even this feud with, like, he hasn't even been on television. He's just been doing pre-tape stuff for a lot of it. So that's definitely a concern with Ricky, and hopefully he gets healthy, and because they clearly see something in him, and they want to get him to that level. If you're not on TV, they keep bringing these guys in. Like, unfortunately, people they get passed. They get passed with this roster, and it's tough. I
think Lee Moriarty's a big one.
Yeah.
Like, I think Lee could, I mean, if you look at what they've done with Daniel Garcia, I know he hasn't won the big matches, but they've kind of put him in that tier. I think if you give Lee that opportunity, you may see, I mean, I think Garcia's done great, but he's incredible, man. Like, he's unique too. The way he works, his whole physicality is different. So I think it's a very, very worthwhile topic for sure. If we don't shine enough light on that, I think it's because we kind of feel like we're not the dudes to kind of discuss it in the nuance it deserves. Does that make sense? Like, but I think, you know, Lee Johnson got in the chat. I think he's one for the future for sure. Dante Martin, obviously. Hobbs and Starks have got next, I think, in that regard. And I think they want to get them there. The Brian Cage feud hasn't helped either of those two guys. Hopefully Brian Cage and CM Punk's a pretty big event. I hope that will get them there. I think Punk intends to. So this hope, so let's root for it.
Christian Knight says, Hangman returning would be big. Hangman climbing the ranks by having him win a gauntlet against every elite member and getting Omega for the title. There's certainly ways to heat Hangman up again. Joseph mentioned the tournament. I like that. You can do some type of gauntlet. You can easily heat him up again. But I think he should get that pop at Arthur Ashe, though. Like, I think this is where you return him, because he's gonna get a big reaction from this crowd, and just that'll translate not only on television but just across the board of like, oh, Hangman is back. He's here. He's still a very big star to this to the AEW universe and everything. He feels surpassed right now to me. And I'm not saying they can't salvage it, because obviously they can. There are ways. He just feels surpassed. Like, I'm looking at Cole, I'm looking at Danielson, I'm looking at Punk, and be like, these are the matches I want to see. And it's because he's been on television. He's been left behind a little bit.
I think he could come back in Rochester, which is going to be a big.
Yeah.
The Dark Order arc is probably going to do something pretty significant there, I would assume. I'll be honest with you. I think that Rochester crowd, I could see a setting where the Dark Order is imploding again, Hangman comes out, and people just like losing their minds, because that would mean a lot. So, I don't know. I agree with you, but like, the thing is, we all get that it's something out of their hands, right? So it's like, The Hangman stuff's so shrouded in like uncertainty that I think they have the right intention, so I trust it will figure itself out.
Yeah, it's not his fault. He's, he had a kid and he should be a father first. But in doing so and being off television, he's unfortunately just he went off television. He went off television when they brought in like 3 of the biggest stars they could possibly bring in. It's bad circumstance for him.
But their crowd adores him. Because it's a real connection, Like it isn't just they think he's great. It's like a real sincere, authentic, deep-rooted connection. So I think when he comes out, and especially when he's going to bring the Dark Order back together, I think like it'll move people. I think we'll be back on track before you know it.
I'm sure it will. I don't want it to not, and I don't want it, as much as I love Danielson and Cole and these guys. I want this Hangman story to be completed, and I have faith in AEW that they will. There is part of me that is like they see kind of what's in front of them with guys like Danielson, Punk, and Cole, and they're like, let's just go here. Like let's just keep riding this wave and just kind of put everything else on the back burner. I'm not even saying they'd be wrong in doing that because they're very hot right now. I just don't want it to happen.
I think Hangman, I'd still think he's winning the belt next. My biggest question for Hangman is, how does he do as the central character of the show when you have so many baby faces around him? But that's a different, that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. I think them doing this matchup, it makes me more confident, to be honest. Like whether he's winning the tournament at Full Gear or winning the belt, I think we're headed on that track, brother. I think you'll be all good in terms of Hangman. I really do.
Christian Knight says, imagine this, folks. Beatdown on Bryan at the end of the show. The whistle from the video package plays, and part of Dark Order slowly come behind him. This is what I think is going to happen. I do think Omega is going to win. I don't know if it's going to be a beatdown on Bryan. I think that makes sense. But I think Hangman comes out to close the show. I could see them, like you said, opening with this because they do like to open very hot, and so they could easily open with this match as well. That's one thing I do like about AEW is their order isn't always conventional, and it keeps things fresh, which is appreciated. Kylo says, sorry I'm late, working late these days. Happy birthday, Jazza. Thanks, buddy. Here's a $5 for your mom shooting on Barbara O'Neill. Thanks, buddy.
So here's a question. We're excited for Kenny and Bryan. Is this the most exciting match to you on After Ashe, or have you got an alternative that you personally are fired up for?
No, it's this one. Why are you gonna go hot take and give me?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am like dangerously excited for this FTR Sting deal. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. It's just that to me is peak. Exactly, Stang. That's peak AEW in the sense that, like, they do the Spears match. My bad. They do the Spears match, and it's like my mind hadn't even thought they were going to do this tag. And as soon as FTR hit the ring, every wrestling fan who's watching that show was like, "Oh my god, they're actually going to do this match!" And FTR kicked the shit out of those. Like they're great. And I think it's such a credit to the tag division that I don't think they're definitely the best team. Like they might be. I don't think they're certainly. Because in any general wrestling tag division, they would be the number one team by distance. They're so excellent, dude. I mean, I love that little match they had with Dante and Matt Sydal last night. Everything they did was so crisp and snappy. I'm intrigued what that match looks like. I think it's going to be very simple, right? They're going to beat up Darby for a whole long time. Sting's going to make a hot tag, and they'll go into the finish, whatever that is. That one's one that I just, as a fan, I have just naive kind of, interest in. It's a big one for Britt and Ruby.
Yeah.
Big one. So on the pay-per-view, Britt got, I think, 10 to 12 minutes around there. And it was her best match in some time because they basically just traded their coolest moves, right? I wonder if that's the kind of idea they're going to go for here. Now, Ruby is less kind of explosive than Chris. Chris has got a lot of cool shit, right? She's really dynamic. Ruby's more traditional in the sense that she can sell and she's a great babyface. I'm intrigued what kind of match they go for. I don't think they're going to get more than 12 minutes because I don't think anything is other than the main event. Yeah. I mean, what else is on? It's actually run through the card like wrestling podcasters for a minute.
MJF and Brian Pillman Jr. I can't imagine that going very long. Like,
yeah, sorry to hear that.
That's just we said it kind of last week. Is like, why is this even on the card? And it's to get MJF a victory. But weird one. Britt and Ruby, and then Malakai and Cody.
Oh, Jeremy Lambert. When Code Man,
he's winning this, Joseph.
I nearly cried last night. Okay, go. Here's the deal, folks. Okay, it has been established on television that Code Man sits in Gorilla with a headset on, but like inexplicably he came through the crowd, and I think it was exclusively to prove people wrong that he wasn't going to come out to his big grand entrance music. That shot of him in the red suit, I was just like, bless this man. He is as pro wrestling as it gets.
It was to establish that he'd been gone this whole time.
But why was he in the crowd?
Because he wasn't there, just sitting at Gorilla. After he retired, he's
incredible.
Away. He just went away.
Listen, I don't want to do. I've run this bit into the ground, but let's be honest. You know what the finish to that match is, right?
He's winning.
No.
Face paint. 1, 2, 3.
Face paint, Bud Matt. It's happening, brother. House of Black's getting a new member next week. I'm telling you. And then Cody will pin Bud Matt to end the feud and win. Like that's where I actually think they're going. But we'll see.
Cody's winning this thing.
At this point, I should probably admit that if that happens, I will just laugh hysterically. I know it will be wrong, but it will be so Cody that I just I'd have to respect it on a just level of lack of self-awareness, the whole deal. Do you remember when I came on this show and was like, he may stay away, Jeremy, for a long time. And they just announced his return in a graphic. He's incredible. Bless Cody.
He's winning this match, dude. He's getting a big New York pop for the victory.
Where are you at on Malakai right now? I think he's done a good job.
He's done a good job. I thought he should have just, ended Cody's career, and Cody should have stayed away for a while. And then
I thought he should have just ended Cody's career.
And for a while, many years. And then he should have just moved on. Like, it was very meandering, him just feuding with the Nightmare Family.
Fair.
That main event against Brock Anderson did him no favors. That wasn't his fault. That was where going unconventional, backfired on them, because that should not have been the main event, because they had nothing. They had no big pop to end that show. It was just like Malakai beats him and
Lee Johnson.
Was it Lee Johnson? I thought it was Brock Anderson.
Yeah, but Lee Johnson was the big pop. Remember, he made a big save and everyone cheered. Look, here's the deal with this. This is a very intriguing one, because I genuinely don't know where Cody fits in at this point, and that's such a weird place to be.
He did himself a favor by he's not going after the world title. They're going to adhere to that step, so he's not going to be in that picture. Right. TNT title, Miro. It's looking juicy for the Cody. It's looking juicy.
So. I don't know what he's going to do. I could see he always makes such a big deal of not turning heel that I'm convinced he's going to do it one day. Because do you remember how big of a deal he used to make about not getting his second name back? I don't need it. And then one night he was just Cody Rhodes. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. The big thing, and Almac mentions it, is I'm so interested to see what the New York crowd does, because people love Malakai. And I could see them just being just booing Cody. Which would be, he was there before he left. He was getting booed, right? A little bit, tiny little bit. So that'll be something to watch. Yeah, I don't know. Well, is that the whole card? Have we run down Dynamite?
Yeah. See, so Danielson and Omega is definitely going long, unless Suzuki and Archer gets added to this show and not Rampage.
I think it's going to Rampage, because then here's what I think we're going to get on Rampage. Okay.
So Rampage already has a good
matches.
number of matches.
Has 3.
4.
No, it has Hobbs and Punk.
Okay.
Judas in my mind with Jake Hager versus the Man of the Year, and the Trios match.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
And I think you're going to get also, and this is not a spoiler, so if I'm saying something that didn't happen or does happen, I promise I genuinely don't know. I was on live for 2.5 hours. I saw no spoilers. King and Mox versus Suzuki and Archer. And my guess is you're going to get Penelope and Bunny versus Anna and Ty as the Rampage women's match.
Yeah, you got to get a women's match on this show, and that one makes sense.
Right.
Where are we? Dude, they got to get Santana and Ortiz on one of these shows, right?
Well, if they wasn't proud, you have to wonder. No, I agree with you. They're still the ones that I circle as I don't think they've been used terribly, because they have had very big moments. They had obviously the Stadium Stampede twice over. They had the iconic damn street fight with the best friends. Like they've done stuff that was, relevant and worthwhile. It just never feels like they've truly figured out how big time those guys can be to me. It's never quite had the cohesion I wish it would. I think, Santana as a promo, he can do so much. I love their matches, but maybe I'm being silly and naive and trusting the process too much. I still think they're getting those tag titles next. It just feels like they're going to have to wait a while, So if nothing else, I think there'll be the main event of Elevation against Private Party. And I know that's not a big spot, but let's be honest, they're wrestling after Ashe. I don't think they'll, I think they can do that. Like, especially if they go on before Dynamite, pay will be full anyway. So I see that, and I think this is getting out of hand now. I'm really going far ahead, but I think next week's TV, next week meaning after Ashe, I think we're going to get the big one, Jeremy. Hair versus hair, brother. Big Money Matt and Orange Cassidy.
Hardy and Cassidy. I was waiting for them to announce that for like Rampage.
Dude, everyone is going to just get so upset and be like, oh man, Matt Hardy's main event in Dynamite is going to do 1.9 million viewers while Matt sits with a bald head. God bless, man. That's like, I'm not going to tell you it's good. And if you don't like it, I completely get it. The idea of Big Money Matt being bald to me is like peak professional wrestling. Like just the most carny bullshit ever, It's old school pro wrestling, but that's long beyond. Here's the big thing, Jeremy. We don't give AEW enough credit on this podcast, No, but seriously. Seriously, though, props. How smart is this approach to After Ashe? It's a pay-per-view. We're going to split it in half for our television viewers.
Yeah.
And like when I say it, so obviously you would do that. That's the simplest thing ever. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's never been a wrestling television like this. Like this is insane what they're doing here. It's a pay-per-view card that we could sit here and argue is better than All Out on paper. That they're just going to cut in half, and both episodes have 2 to 3 main events. Like I said, you can open with Brian and Kenny and maintain viewers for Sting or Britt or even frankly Coke Man, especially with Bud Matt, megastar Bud Matt. I just think. It's amazing, man. If you'd have asked me a week ago, I really would have been like, yeah, I don't know if After Ashe is that big of a deal after all, It's like, this thing is going to be, I say this a lot recently, so I'm sorry, but one day, when we're all old fucks, we will look back at this time, okay? And maybe we'll say this was the start of a great era. We'll say that was the best it ever was, and it got shitty after that when Coke Man beat Malakai with his finish. I don't know. But when we do that, one of the main visuals that will come to mind is this After Ashe look. Like, this is going to be a moment. Now, it ain't the Georgia Dome, okay? Like, that was 48,000, right, Jeremy? When gold, but how often do you see that image in terms of that's how hot wrestling was? It isn't that, but God, man, a promotion that's 2 years old running After Ashe for a TV and running this card, this is an all-star lineup. I think it's incredible how good of a job they've done with this because it didn't look, a week ago, I was like, wait for it, They brought it together beautifully.
What headlines this pay-per-view? It's Super Click, isn't it? Because I think Punk and Hobbs opens Rampage, and I think Super Click closes it.
So this is a really interesting one because I think this is the trial run for Rampage. I think there's a full intention to make Rampage a 2-hour show. Now, look, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'd have to see it. But, like, we know how television works at this point. If they can do 600,000-700,000 viewers weekly, they're just going to make it 2 hours. Like, that's the way it is. It's content, Now,
12, though.
I get your hesitance, but look at Raw. How much worse has Raw been for 3 hours? It doesn't matter. They get another hour of professional wrestling content. It's like, it is what it is. And when it happens, we'll have to discuss how it works. With that in mind, I do think they'll want to have a big main event to try and prove they can maintain a decent portion of the audience over 2 hours, Because when they did Dynamite in this slot, the second hour would just die. Right?
Yeah. So you think Punk closes?
Okay, here's where I'm going. I think the opener is going to be Suzuki, and I think the show will open with Wild Thing.
Okay, fair.
You'll do that tag. That'll be at 10:15. The hour mark, I think, will be Punk.
Okay.
And then they will hope people stick around for Adam Cole, bye against the Young Bucks against Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian. Now, I'm going to get way ahead of myself again. That's my guess. Last night was the first real sign of it, though, brother. Christian is turning soon.
Yeah.
I don't think After Ashe.
Him cutting off Jungle Boy. Yeah, it's coming.
Jungle Boy last night made a point of having like this really confident promo too to make it more striking that Christian cut him off. I think that will happen. I think we're going to get Cole versus Jungle Boy as a TV main event at some point. and they'll do the deal where like, all the heels are in there. There's a ref bump. All the heels jump in. Christian runs them off and then turns around and hits Jungle with his finish, or hits him with a chair or something. Like it'll be the most obvious swerve, but it'll work. And then Christian as a heel working all these baby faces is a big one for me as a fan. But I think they'll main event with the trios match because I think it has a chance to keep people without it being like, you don't want to sacrifice CM Punk's first TV match. Does that make sense? Like, you think there's a chance people are going to turn off, so let's give Punk at the hour, which would be the usual Rampage closer. That's where I think they're going to go. We shall see. They may close with Mox and King for all I know.
Closing with that, because I'm trying to think in terms of, this is the great thing about their roster. It's like I'm trying to think of terms in like almost musical pop. And like you're right. I'm like, you open with Wild Thing and Kazanin RA, like, all right, there's two big pops right there. Cult of Personality. We know Cole, his music already gets a big pop. You get Jungle Boys.
It's all about that boom, isn't it?
Yeah. Do it, Joseph. Boom.
Oh, this one. I thought you wanted me to do this one again. Boom. Sorry. There you go.
Like I think they'll get those pops either way. I think the Super Click is closing this thing. I don't know if you're going to get the Christian turn here.
No, I don't think so.
It could. That's a good way to close everything, though.
Really? You think so?
Oh, maybe like live audience, maybe not so much, because like if you want to send the people home happy, you're closing with Punk or you're closing with Moxley and Kingston because we assume they're going to win that tag match, right? Okay. Well,
I don't think Eddie
might. You think Eddie might take the loss? I don't think Eddie's taking the loss. I know you're like, oh, not everybody can win in their hometown.
But not just that, like Suzuki and Archer. How do you handle that one?
You just beat one of them. They don't have huge plans for Lance Archer. Suzuki's a New Japan guy.
Hey, Jeremy, Confirmed Shoot just texted me and he said, "Can you run down Adam Cole's music cue times again, please?"
No, sign up to patreon.com/the distraction for that's exclusive.
That's fair.
Confirmed Shoot to fuck off.
Fair. Now, here's the thing. I actually think there is evidence that they've switched some stuff around here with the Suzuki incident. Like, I genuinely, unironically think there's a chance they've done this as like, fuck it, man, let's just do Mox and King against them guys. I don't know if Jericho is always the plan for the men of the year.
Yeah.
I do want to say, though, Chris Jericho, if you're listening, if you were the reason for this and you made us watch 6 weeks of Dan Lambert promos so you could get a big pop when you stopped him from talking, you're the greatest professional wrestler to ever live. And I have immense respect for your level of just understanding of this business. You know, that would be truly, truly incredible. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's be honest. How you talk about a great problem to have. We're sitting here trying to time this show out. Dude, look at this goddamn lineup. You know? Well, we could main event with Punk, or we could main event with John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Then again, we could main event with Adam Cole and the Young Bucks teaming up again. Like, it's almost hard at this point to have. You know, there was a time where we would struggle for conversation because we didn't see the point of talking about it. At this point, Jeremy, it's hard to talk about stuff because it's like they can almost just close their eyes and pick names out of a hat, and it's like, how bad can you go wrong at this point? You know, look at how much talent they've got.
That's how Brian's picking his dark opponents moving forward.
Dude, he is going to work Angelico in a tight 17-minute match in the Impact Zone, and I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be so happy. God bless him, man. By the way, do you relate more to Brian now that he also wears tight white T-shirts?
Yes, that's what I have on. So this somebody said this is a challenge shirt. Andrew Thompson sent me this shirt. Great, the GOAT, Andrew Thompson, for my birthday. It's a medium. He thought I wore a medium. I know I'm like thin, but like I don't wear mediums. If you guys want to send me a shirt, I'll wear an extra large. I typically wear an extra large, so I can maybe get away with a large. Medium, no. But me and Daniel Bryan cut from the same white T-shirt.
Do you like the way I did that, Jeremy?
That's good.
Good stuff.
Good. So here's the thing: if they want to send the crowd home happy, yeah, you go Moxley and Eddie. Except you think that Eddie and Moxley are losing, which I'm not buying. Or you do Punk because we think Punk's going to win. If you want to do like a TV ending, Christian turning on Jungle Boy, very good TV ending for, hey, tune in to see what's going to happen next. And I think that's where they might end up going. And that's why maybe Christian does turn at Rampage.
I think it's a touch soon. I'd give it. When I say soon, I don't mean like it needs to be months away. I think you just have a couple more TVs, And there was this great deal of Chris. I don't think he actually was on TV when he was shooting with Matt. He had this line where he was like, "Yes, I am a dick." Everyone knows that Christian Cage is a dick, but I'm honest about it. And it was like if you actually look at how he acts on that show, he really isn't going to have to change things up much when he's a heel. It will just be a little bit of jealousy, I think, towards Jungle Boy. Them matches are going to be so awesome, by the way, Jungle Boy and Christian, because they're going to have a program. I think they're going to have 2 or 3 matches, and God bless, they're going to be great. But
who's going to be in the Christian coalition when he turns?
Bud Matt.
Is that who Christian's going to recruit? Black and Bud Matt?
No, not Black, just the good wrestler, Bud Matt, and then Angelico, the Blade. By the way, can I just send love to Tony Khan, who after 1 squash match victory ranked Butcher and Blade 3rd, and after 2 squash match victories ranked them 1, and then they just had a title match because fuck it, right? And let me be clear, I'm not being critical. I'm saying all how. And then they run the vignette and they go, these teams have got history, and I'm the biggest Eddie Kingston fan in the world. I'm sitting there going, what history do they have? And then it's not. Of course, they're family. Incredible television.
2.0 and Garcia is a good shout from Reese for the Christian coalition. They could use somebody like that. Who do we book? Oh, we booked Steen. We booked Steen to use 2.0 and Garcia.
You talking about the former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Kevin Steen?
Yeah, can I not say his actual name?
Confirmed Shoot has advised me that for legal reasons we should stick to their professional wrestling names for moving forward.
But that's his legal name, though. We can't get sued for using the legal name.
No, you can say Kevin Steen. I'm just
okay.
trying to give you. I'm trying to tell the people his credentials because they may not have seen his work in Ring of Honor.
Okay. Did he win the PWG title?
Sure, I don't know. Who cares? I actually love that idea, by the way. 2.0 especially would be great with Christian comedically. That'd be very, very good.
Yeah. Anything else from AEW?
No. I just hope that. Here's one thing I will say. I want Chris Jericho to hit his stupid elbow on Dan Lambert and just get him away from my television show. I've had enough. If they turn Hager heel to extend the Dan Lambert family, I'll rebrand officially to an Impact Wrestling fan. It's just not. I have no time for it. But no, seriously, I think I left last night just being like, I cannot wait, dude. I just can't wait to see the place. What a time, brother! What a great time. Yeah, wrestling was so boring a while ago. God bless, it's back. The power is back. Oh, how.
Speaking of rebranding, Joseph.
Yes.
You watched NXT this week.
Yes.
What do you think of NXT 2.0?
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to set it up like this, and this is a very boring way to do audio, but it's the truth. If you liked NXT for the last 2 years, I completely understand why you thought this sucked. This is not you, I'm talking like generally, right?
Yeah.
If your favorite wrestling show gets rebranded to something very different, that sucks. Like, I'm not even doing a bit. Like, God, I understand it. I understand it's frustrating. As someone that actively found that show to be kind of boring and dull, I don't know if I'd accuse this week's show of being, like, great, but it was really fun, I thought. I thought it zipped through pretty easily. The pacing was all over the place, which for some reason made me enjoy it more. It was really weird and unconventional. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't leave it thinking I can't wait for next week, but like I can't actually tell you that I dislike the show. I'm more likely to watch it in this form than I was the old one. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Now I will say this. I don't love the color theme because I think it's just a bit much. I really like the way that they like set the place up.
Yeah.
They kind of embrace their setting rather than darkening it all out and pretending they're not in a. Does that make sense? Like the way that they shot the actual arena. I thought was really neat, and it felt like studio wrestling. I think, I've actually forgot his name. I promise I'm not doing a bit.
Braun Breaker?
Yeah, Braun. Is it Breaker or Brecker?
Breaker. Hey, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so he's awesome. I'm all in on that. I'm not even trying to be a dick. Like, it's insane that he's got that name. Why would you do that? But yeah. He's tremendous. The gentleman in the main event, less sure.
Cal Bloom.
Yeah, and
it's Von Wagner.
Yeah, Ciampa was an interesting choice for Ciampa. I don't know how I feel about that.
I thought it was going to be him or Dunn. I mean, they weren't going to go totally with the new guy. And after they beat LA Knight in the opening match, I thought they just should have put Braun in the main event, just strap him up immediately. But it looks like they didn't do that with Ciampa. So
yeah, and that's the thing is like I'm actually going to let it play out in that sense because it is the first episode of the reboot. Like, let's see where the belt goes, and let's see where the show's at in 2-3 months when these characters are established. The biggest conclusion, Jeremy, I'm sorry if this very long answer, but it's the truth, is I am in no position to tell you that I'm mad about it or anything because I just thought NXT was really boring. Like, and if you loved it again, then I completely get it. There was stuff to like on it. I didn't think it was bad. I just found it dull. And I think, the industry has shifted somewhat, and it's clear that Vince wasn't embracing the top guys NXT was producing, for better or worse. Whether you agree or disagree with that, that was the case. And they're changing it up and doing something different. I don't think it's just negative or bad for this just because. Like, I think there's positives to it. Let's see. Let's give them some time. What do you think, Jeremy? Did you like the show?
I very much enjoyed it. As someone who has watched it every week, I've found it dull for the past little while because, no offense, I like a lot of these guys. They had a big babyface problem. That was a big issue. Yep. Braun comes in, immediately the top babyface on the show. Even Ciampa feels more like the top babyface now than he did however long ago. Like I told you, I think I said it on Patreon or Twitch, is like I wasn't in on Ciampa. The complaints people had with Gargano and thinking he's going to the fleet and not being that guy, that's the complaints I had with Ciampa. I like that he won the title here because he never lost the title in the first place. So he felt like an actual big deal in winning the title. They established Braun Breaker. I like the wacky characters. Screw it. Give me these wacky Italian Chicago mobsters and cowboys over, all right, here's indie wrestler number 3 that we don't actually know how to use. Like, give me that. If they knew how to use these guys, then fine. That's one thing. But they're just like throwing them out there and letting them do whatever. The Carmelo Hayes promo, a little weird, but it kind of just droned on without saying too much. But I like Carmelo Hayes. I think he's got a lot of potential. The Hit Row stuff, still very good. Legato, still very good. I very much enjoyed this show. The wedding, Joseph.
Great segment. Yeah, it was a great segment.
That was a fantastic. I mean, I was waiting for the whole place to blow up. That was disappointing, but otherwise, like,
that was actually segment. No bits here. Like, for those that don't know, we ended our TEW series with a big wedding, right? Where everyone got, I'm not even going to go any further than that. If things happened, okay.
God, we blew up the whole federation.
You can find the video somewhere. But this is exactly what I kind of imagined. I thought it was great. The thing with wrestling television is it doesn't have to be like super straight-laced. You can have fun with it, and that's, variety is the spice of life. I thought it was good TV. The way that everyone played off it, I thought was neat, and it had kind of a charm to it to me. I'm not a fan of the Loomis character, but like, know me, Jeremy. I'm very open-minded. If people pop for stuff, like, I'm going to give it a chance. And like, people love it, so good for them.
The hatchet thing, that was
good stuff. And Gargano, like, everyone put their hands down. Gargano was like, "You deserve it. It serves you right." It's good stuff. I mean, there's more than one way to do this, and this was the thing for NXT that I think they struggled with. When you have a 1-hour show, you can have a really defined product and pretty neatly color in the lines there and be okay. When you have 2 hours, you need to branch out a little bit. And I don't think they did that in a fashion that suited the rest of the show always. This wedding felt perfectly at home on this dumb show, right? I mean, as a compliment, like, wrestling can be just, loud and dumb and silly. Like, I think there's a lot to be said for it. Now, I'll be honest, I think it's kind of wild that they've changed so radically. Like, if you'd have told someone this 2 years ago when the the Wednesday Night War was on its way, it's like, wow, you'd be like, wow, what happened, right? But that's the wrestling timeline we're living in. So they're adjusting. I think it's probably about time that NXT TV features more performance center guys. It's been a while, but I'm optimistic that it'll be fun TV. Am I optimistic about their chances when they actually get called up? No. I'm
more optimistic when they get called up because I don't think Vince really cared for. No, okay, well,
they just do. They literally this year have let go like Braun and Bray. Like there is no WWE talent where she's like. I'm not even trying to be a dick. You go up and you hope that Vince is in a good mood and gives you something fun that day to do, and you can get over, right? Like, I don't know what WWE style guys are anymore at this point. So, like, Miro is an AEW. How did they not do Rusev correctly? I don't know. But I get your point. Generally speaking, yes, they've got a better chance than, Roddy Strong or whoever. Bless him.
Right. I mean, I honestly forgot that they just released guys who fit their bill perfectly because they've just released so many guys. But as far as more recent stuff of like, okay, we're calling up Shinsuke or however Cole was going to do, or again, the indie guys or the international guys, like they should have done more with them. They were ready-made stars to be that way, but Vince clearly didn't see it that way. I think he's going to see Braun Breaker, but let's push this guy. I think he's going to see the Tony D'Angelo, and like he ain't getting this big push or anything, but we can feature this guy kind of weekly and things like that.
I agree. It's worth saying because it just came on the chest. Sorry, but Drew mentioned Big E, so I didn't want. If you were wondering why we're not talking about that, we did it on Twitch on Tuesday.
Yep.
We both love Big E. Oh hell, we're not like avoiding it. We talked about it, right? It's cool. We love Big E. Good luck.
Chris Bordai, Music Moonsall says, happy birthday again, Jeremy. Your mom rules. Place came unglued when Loomis said 2 words. Awesome segment. Was a great segment. Yeah, we talked about Big E on Tuesday. Assuming all goes well, we're going to be on Twitch after this in about half an hour. Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. The aforementioned GOAT, Andrew Thompson, will be joining us, and we will continue to talk about Big E. So plenty more Big E talk. People are going to want to talk about the Dynamite ratings. Let me put that in there. Here we go. Dave's got it here. Dynamite last night watched by 1.17 million, 0.44 in the 18 to 49. Beat Raw once again for the second week in a row. Good on Dynamite. I won't make excuses for Raw. They were up against a very great Monday Night Football game, and that was always going to cut into it. But that's going to be the case for Raw moving forward, and that's fine. That is what it is. But it's a big win for AEW again to continue to win in that demo.
As long as Big E doesn't take the bullet for that deal,
yes,
I don't really care. I don't want Big E to get blamed for that shit because we all know that would be completely insane. But like,
bullshit.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, look, I think I don't even want to go down this road, but I think on an objective scale, most people agree Raw is kind of bad and enjoy AEW Dynamite. So, like, if you could probably guess my take on that, whatever.
All right, Joseph. Anything else, or is it time for? Well, you know what it's time for.
Just get out of the way.
Just get it out of the way.
His three-pointer, bang!
Robert O'Neill is here for Robert O'Neill's Corner 3. How are you, Robert O'Neill?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Jeremy, happy birthday.
Thank you. Did you see my mom bury you?
I did, yeah. That was a good bit. It's funny because like the 5 minutes before we started, your mom was hilarious. Just going over, I don't want to get too into the pre-show stuff. That's exclusive stuff there, but she's great. She's great. She's on more.
O'Neill was backstage. Apparently he was listening to the whole pre-show.
No, that's how I watch a show. I don't watch, and I looked at the comments today, and I shouldn't have. But you avoid the YouTube comments if you just stay in here and don't click the button. So,
in case you didn't know, guys, Bob basically just said, "I don't watch the show like you fucking marks. I sit backstage with the boys and watch it." You can get mad at him about that. I didn't say it. He did. Okay.
Oh man. I don't know. I had a bit planned. Can we just get to your birthday stuff? Because I am excited for some of it.
So would you like to do your 3 minutes after we show Jeremy's video?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Before we do any further, can I just set this up, Jeremy?
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I had a long think about this situation. And how does one respond to an 18-minute video of happy birthday wishes from the most revered and respected wrestling media personalities in the world? I don't think it's fair. And Eddie Kingston. I don't think it's fair to our audience to subject them to 2 weeks of that every September. So I began a precedent by responding in the only way that felt fitting here. You can now run the... Hang on, I'm going to make sure I've covered all my bases here. Roll with the punches on this one, Jeremy. Next year will be better. Okay? Let's roll the video. Here we go.
Do you want me to have my... Do you want to do it like I did with you so we can see my reaction?
That was good stuff. Okay. That was good stuff. Right. I didn't know how you did that. Can you tell me how you do that? It's good stuff.
Yeah, so on the... Let's do this live on air. On the little 5 screens below...
Oh, yes.
You click the one that's second to right. All right?
Okay, good stuff. All right.
Let me load up this video.
Here we go, folks. Almost there.
Hey, Jeremy, I heard it's your birthday, so wanted to wish you a happy birthday, first and foremost. And, more than anything, wanted to give you a gift. So here we go. Jeremy Lambert. Happy birthday, man. Jeremy, happy birthday. Let me in.
Jeremy, happy birthday, pal. Hope you have a great one.
Yeah, Jeremy Lambert. Have a happy birthday, pal. I hope it's a good one.
Jeremy, what's good, pal? Hope your birthday is awesome.
Jeremy, happy birthday. Let me in.
That sums it up perfectly. Okay. Now, before we go any further, I got to credit my brother on this because he had this pitch. He said the only way to respond is just do Bob in multiple different situations, scenarios, looks. So I said, credit to Bob for doing the videos. Big time credit to Bob for getting the Jack in the Box. You can explain that story, Bob. Like, you took me 5 and it was like 30 seconds. And it needed a little more juice, right? And that was perfect as the only place. Tell the people about this whole deal. It's tremendous.
Yeah, I think it was Monday or Tuesday when Joe's like, "Hey man, can you get the Lily Jack in the Box?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, my roommate like took it to work with him. He keeps it on his desk or whatever." And I'm like, "I'll message him though. He'll probably forget to bring it home." So he remembers to bring it home, and then I forget to do it till like 10:30 that night. And that's how you got the 2 Jack in the Box videos, and they're also on my computer instead of on my phone. So better quality.
Incredible. My favorite one by far is on where he's outside and he tries to end the video 5 seconds early. And he's like,
"Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna edit that down, so I didn't reshoot it."
Was never doing that. Never ever doing that.
You should have known better than
that was the best part of the video. Jeremy, are you happy with that?
My favorite one was in the car with the Kevin Owens shirt, because anyone who's ever watched a Kevin Owens video interview, he's always doing the interview from his car. So that rule.
His tone was really nice in that one too. Jeremy, have a good day. Go on. It's good stuff, man. Look, but seriously, here's the deal, guys. Next year, Jeremy's birthday takes precedent. We cannot do 2 weeks of September where we end the show with 20 minutes of birthday wishes, especially because it were the exact same people sending the messages. So, this felt like the right play. We've set standard here. Just great job, Bob. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, that was good. No, I'm glad it worked out. I didn't know how good it was going to be while we were doing it, but it was good.
It was very good. O'Neill, do you actually have like a 3-minute segment? Or...
I mean, I did earlier, but who cares, man? That was good. Like, I'm not going to top that.
Fair. Do you want to hang around while I open this gift from my mom?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right. I don't know what to expect from here. This is going to be probably a disaster, but here we go.
It could be the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
It could be.
Well, what do we think? Is this going to be even like a good pop, or is this going to be this could be anything? This could go terribly wrong.
I mean, did she specifically say to open it on the show?
I don't know. Jeremy, did she specifically?
My headphones have come unplugged. I can't hear you guys.
Sorry to hear that. Next year, September 15th is a Thursday. That's cool. Jeremy, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Bob said, did she ask to open it on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
Not moving.
Oh,
What was
no.
the Charlotte Flair line?
It's not ticking.
It's not
It's
ticking. Yeah,
that
sorry.
fucking ruled. God bless.
All right. Very scared. Very, very scared.
Oh, no. It's Braun Strowman.
My mom always uses so much tape. Okay.
This could go so many different ways. Good luck, everyone. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I don't really know what this is, but who's here? Oh, Shoot is here.
What the
Shoot!
What?
Shoot is here to celebrate my birthday.
Why is Shoot? Why is what?
O'Neill just left. Why did O'Neill leave? O'Neill's cowardly and ducks Shoot.
Shoot, why are you here?
Just for the pop, brother.
I said shoot the link earlier. I sent it to the chat that I thought you were in, Joseph. But
I wasn't
Shoot
in.
was in it. Because you messaged me before the show. I was like, I don't have a link. I was like, oh, I sent it to the wrong chat.
Look at the
So
people
Shoot
popping
had
for
the
Shoot.
O'Neal just got scared of you, shoot, and he left. What a coward! All right, so I've got popcorn. We got flavored popcorn.
Oh, how? Okay.
I have a Furby.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's yet to be Braun Strowman, but that's fair. I like it. Glad someone got you something good for your birthday. Other than that, my video sucks, so this is fair. You deserve something of note here.
There's a card and money. I will not say.
Oh, there you go.
Money.
$500. Holy shit!
That's a good guess, actually.
That'll pay for that Eddie Kingston video.
Contacts. That's very important. And I have my contacts.
This is incredible.
Oh no. Okay, so that's like an order that I have to. So there's an order on these. I think these were just gifts. Jack Crosby's favorite candy, nerds.
Oh, he's the nerd now, brother.
O'Neal's back. There we go.
Look at this.
O'Neal, what are you doing?
So there's been this new thing lately where my internet just sucks.
Factual.
It's not ideal.
You took my gimmick, brother.
More
You guys
candy
did,
and
you all.
cookies. I assume they've got drugs in them because
My God, pal.
Mom's a big addict.
Jesus.
My mom's watching this segment, by the way. She told me to read the card.
That rules. I hope she buries you.
Wish we could be there for your birthday, but I did the next best thing. Sent you your favorite birthday dinner, so steak. Hope it's still fresh. Have a wonderful day. We're proud of you. Happy for you. Continue to be you. I think you mistyped that, Mom.
No, she's just not asking a lot of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, continue to be you. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry.
That's what you read, Jeremy.
You have a great future ahead. And then she called me by my nickname that I'm not going to say on air.
Pookie?
Man.
How do people know this stuff?
Bootlicker? Like
All right. So here are the actual gifts. They're in order. I have to open them in order. All right.
This is outrageous. Who the fuck listens to this show?
I don't know. Number one, your favorite birthday meal.
Okay. This is incredible.
It's a Happy Meal.
Oh
Oh,
my.
nice.
That's sweet, actually.
Is there
That's
an
good stuff.
actual
It rules so much you couldn't open this yesterday for your actual birthday because it had to be on the show. Or rib.
Toys.
My God.
There's a yo-yo. My God.
It would have been better if the toy was the monster among men, Braun Strowman, wouldn't it? If we're being honest. Amazing.
Okay, so all right, I got a Happy Meal. Apparently.
Good stuff. Are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our show sucks. Why do people watch this?
I don't know. Fools me. I don't know, man.
Now it says now for dessert. People.
Oh
wanna read
no.
that.
This is Braun Strowman. Is it Bud Matt?
It's a blizzard. But
Oh my
there's
God.
there's just trash in it. So it's not actual ice cream.
What a rib.
There's my mom has informed me there's a gift card inside. I didn't open it and just see
There you
it's
go.
a gift card.
So basically, she sent you a DQ cup with trash in it.
Yeah.
That feels like a metaphor for everything we do.
says this may give me gas.
Sorry to hear that.
Seems bad.
I'm sure it's fine. Good Bob.
Why are there so many boxes and
It's your birthday, bro. It was yesterday.
Guess
Yeah.
it's Taco Bell gift cards. My mom just sent me a bunch of gift cards, apparently.
Fair. Are you sure there's not? Are you certain Braun Strowman is not there?
I don't think there's a Braun Strowman.
I'm pretty sure I booked him. Fuck.
Now it says this is from my dad. This part is anyway.
I got you covered. Here's my part in this.
My dad wanted me to know before all this that he had no actual part to do.
God, that's the way it should be. But you can't even respect that. Oh no. Oh, it is the.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my. Incredible. What an incredible program this has proven to be.
They'll get used with the EP, so it's good.
Jesus wept. What happened to this show?
I don't know. What did the fifth one say? Oh, okay. No, my mom's calling me perfect, which I don't know. Has she seen this show?
Well, I mean, you're doing the bit, bro. You can only do the bits asked of you, obviously.
It's a Braun Strowman shirt.
Oh, please, God.
I don't know. No, I'm never wearing this in public. It's one of these shirts.
You gotta put that on now.
No.
Oh, you have to wear that to close the show, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only right thing to do. We'll fill some dead hair. Bob's good at that. Go on, Jeremy. Put that shirt on. Bob, fill some dead hair as we close out another classic edition of the Distraction Podcast.
Yeah, this show really went off the rails, huh?
Yeah.
Good stuff, though. It's nice to see Matt. I don't usually see him in the afternoon.
I didn't think we'd ever get shoot on the tube, did you? I never thought we'd see it, not behind the paywall. God bless, man. What a program.
Yeah.
There we go.
That was just for Jeremy because I told him I was going to do it.
My mom told me to read it. I don't want to read it. Anybody want to
There
read
you go.
this?
Imagine
Bob,
listening
read
to
that.
this. There you
Bob,
go.
read
Bob's
it.
good at that stuff. Bob.
Read it, Bob.
I'm not a perfect son, but my crazy mom loves me, and that's enough. That's a nice message.
Hold on, wait.
Oh,
There's
there's more.
a lot more.
Oh my
Good
god!
Lord.
No, I'm not reading all that.
No, read it, O'Neal. O'Neal, read it.
She's a bit crazy and scares me sometimes, but I love her, and she's my best friend. You hurt me, and they'll never find your body. That took a turn.
Read the ending.
I can't.
It says, yes, she
bought me this. Okay.
Oh, Bob, your eyes okay over there, bro?
No, I need glasses.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that was the distraction, I guess, right? Is that where we end this thing? Guess we head over to Twitch there and do more wrestling conversation on Ask For.
Now I can say I've been on the show, guys. There you go.
There you go. The star of one of the great cold opens. You know, you got to say, there's good stuff. We all come together for these birthday events. You have to respect it. Okay, Jeremy, do you want to take us home or should we let Bob do it? Bob's good at it now.
I don't even know what to say after this.
Bob, would you like to conclude the program for us?
Yeah, that has been another episode of Distraction. You can go
Wait,
watch
wait,
the
wait,
post
wait.
show.
My mom is calling me.
Oh,
My
come
mom
on.
is calling
Bob
me.
was just doing the outro. He was doing a good job too. Okay.
Mom. Hello? Yeah, you're on speakerphone. You're on the show.
Yeah,
What do you want?
Agreed.
I can't see you talking to me.
I know. I'm not trying to. You're on speakerphone.
Oh, hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Everyone has said hello.
Y'all anything for your birthdays?
You can. My mom says she's not getting you guys anything for your birthday.
That's fair.
No, that's
Sorry to hear
fair.
that.
And there was a gift card in the Happy Meal.
All right, I know. You told me this 20 times on text. And do you have anything else? Anything else to say?
Wow.
Good talk, Mom. Good talk. Okay.
Tense audio. Do we have anything else to promote? Or can Bob take us home?
Can I hit my line? We can end
Yes.
it with my line.
Yeah.
Oh God. Bob do the outro. Bob do the outro, then shoot his line, and then hit end stream. But Jeremy, be careful. Don't do it too early because Shoot gets very fired up and plays politics after. Don't do it.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Distraction. These guys will be on Twitch, the post show, in 15 minutes or whatever. Just go over there and watch that as well.
What's the Twitch, O'Neal?
What is it? Fightful Gaming. Twitch.com/Fightful Gaming.
Twitch.tv/Fightful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have it bookmarked. So
Are you done?
I was talking to Jeremy.
Please Shoot his line. God damn. Come on.
Is this the
See you
line?
on down the trail.